She walked into your life like a miracle, like sunlight filtered through stained glass. She was mesmerizing. Her laughter felt like music. Her presence made the world softer. And just by looking at you, she made you believe you were finally enough. Finally seen. Finally chosen. But what if I told you that what looked like love was actually a perfectly masked threat to your identity? That the smile, the affection, the attention, it was all a hook. And the moment you bit, the unraveling began. Slowly. Quietly. Completely. You told yourself it was normal. That every relationship has flaws. You clung to the good moments like lifelines, hoping they'd outweigh the pain. But somewhere deep in your gut, where your truth lives before your mind covers it with denial, you knew something wasn't right. This video isn't about blame. It's not about hate. It's about survival. It's about recognizing emotional warfare dressed up as romance, and knowing when to walk before you lose yourself. Because some women aren't just wrong for you. They're dangerous to the man you're trying to become. At first, the jab seemed playful. The tone a little sharp. The comments a little too cutting. But you brush it off. Until one day you realize you're being disrespected constantly, not by a stranger but by the woman who calls herself your partner. She doesn't fight fair, she fights to win. She uses your insecurities like weapons and dresses up her cruelty as just being honest. And each time you let it slide, she learns something, that your dignity is negotiable. That she can get away with wounding you, and you'll still call it love. Let me be clear, what you tolerate teaches people how to treat you. She's never wrong. Ever. Every problem is someone else's fault. Every bad mood is caused by someone else's behavior. Every breakup, every failure, every fall, always the work of others. And soon you'll find yourself carrying her emotional baggage. If she's upset, it's your job to fix it. If she fails, it's somehow your lack of support. You'll begin apologizing for things you didn't do, compromising your truth just to keep the peace. And in doing so, you'll lose sight of yourself entirely. But here's the truth. A woman who refuses to own her flaws will bury you under the weight of them. She makes you feel chosen, but never kept. One moment she's dreaming about the future with you, the next she's not sure where this is going. You're always just almost enough. She talks about options, about freedom, about not being tied down. And yet, she expects your loyalty, your time, your full commitment. You give more and more, hoping it will finally be enough for her to stay. But she's not looking for a partner, she's collecting attention. And the worst part? You'll stay hoping she'll choose you, while she keeps you in emotional limbo, just in case something better doesn't come along. You never know what you're going to get. A conversation with her feels like a minefield. You try to talk, but her words twist and explode. Her silence cuts deeper than any argument. She won't say what's wrong, but you're still expected to fix it. When you express emotion, she demands logic. When you offer solutions, she creates new problems. You're always wrong, no matter how carefully you speak. So you start to shrink. Edit your words. Walk on verbal eggshells. That's not communication. That's control through confusion. And over time, it'll wear down your voice, your clarity, your sense of what's real. It starts small. A few questions here and there. Who were you with? Why didn't you text? Why did she like your photo? And at first it feels like she cares. But soon it becomes surveillance. Suddenly your independence becomes a threat. Your friends, your family, your hobbies, they're now competition for her control. What she calls love is really possession. She doesn't want to love you, she wants to own you. And the tighter she holds on, the smaller your world becomes. She doesn't just want your attention, she needs it. Like oxygen. And when yours isn't enough, she turns to the crowd. Her life is a highlight reel. Her validation lives in views, likes, and comments. And while the world sees a perfectly curated woman, you see the truth behind the screen, insecurity wrapped in filters. You'll compete with her phone, her followers, her fantasy. And no matter what you do, it won't be enough. Because her self-worth isn't something you can fill. It's a void she keeps trying to cover with admiration. Here's where it gets dangerous. These traits don't come alone. The woman who disrespects you might also refuse accountability. The commitment phantom might also crave status. The jealous one might lack empathy. These combinations create emotional chaos. One moment you're loved, the next you're blamed. One day you're enough, the next you're inadequate. It's psychological whiplash, and it breaks even strong men over time. Recognize the pattern. Because the earlier you spot it, the faster you can escape. If you're nodding your head, if your stomach is tight, if this feels uncomfortably familiar, you're not weak. You're not naive. You're not broken. You're human. You loved someone who used that love against you. And it hurts. But now you know. And once you know, you're no longer a victim. You're responsible for what you do next. You can't love someone into healing. You can't weight them into being ready. You can't shrink yourself small enough to make them feel whole. You deserve a love that doesn't confuse you. That doesn't cut you. That doesn't keep you begging for scraps. If this spoke to you, don't scroll past it. Don't go silent. Don't pretend you're fine. Type, "I choose peace over pain" in the comments right now. Let it be a declaration. A turning point. A line in the sand. Thumbs up like this video to lock it in. Bell subscribe if you're done settling for anything less than self-respect. Outbox tray share this with a man who needs to hear it before it's too late. Because the second you stop accepting toxic love is the moment you start building the life you actually deserve.